me, Jessica Brigden of Jess B, Creative Cardiology. Hope you're having a great week. How are you? Thank you for joining me here for some fun stamping projects. And maybe you can tell by the outfit and the fancy nails, we are going to be playing with purple today. Seems to be the theme. We will be pulling in Stampin' Up's Love and Happiness bundle with the Bouquet of Love hybrid embossing folder. I think these hybrid folders are just the coolest thing ever. So we're going to be doing the Love and Happiness bundle with the hybrid embossing folder. We are going to pull in some of the that fun designer series paper, the Sweet Talk designer series paper. And then we're going to be using the embossing folder again, along with some of the gorgeous grape colored Simply Marvelous celebration paper. So lots of fun patterns. I'm going to throw in a center step fold for you. So make sure you stick around so that you can see how to cut your center step fold. And our Stampin' trimmer works amazing for that because it has both the cutting and the scoring lines, and it even has the measurements along the ruler, not just along the top. Essential for fun fold cards there. And I think you're really going to enjoy it. Hello, Susan. Hi, Diana. Thank you guys for joining me. Yeah, if you are just here, make sure you let me know where you're from. Leave me a comment. Give me a thumbs up. Hey, babe. My hubby's watching, sneaking a peek here from Cortland. Yeah, so if you're just joining, make sure you give me that thumbs up. Let me know where you're from. And be sure to share this video too. Hi, Wendy. Hi, Terry. All right, great. We have a few people joining live, which is awesome. So if you're just tuning in, we are doing lots of shades of purple today, particularly gorgeous grape, as well as some Highland Heather. We are using the Love and Happiness bundle with the Bouquet of Love hybrid embossing folder. We are going to use some Sweet Talk paper, and we're going to use some of that gorgeous Simply Marvelous paper as well. So I'm going to flip the camera and we'll go ahead and we'll jump right into it. Hope you are all doing well. It's actually a pretty nice day out there. It's chilly, but the sun has been trying to peek through. All right, here you go. We've got our January host code still. Few days left of January. This month is flying by. WMF9J2NA. All right, and we are using, again, here it is. This is the Love and Happiness. This is the stamp set. This is a hybrid bundle. So that means that it is bundled with the dies as well as the embossing folder. Hi, Karen, welcome. And the embossing folder is hybrid because the stitched heart die here fits inside this folder. And we're going to show you how we both cut and emboss at the same time. Really, really cool. All right, so you can find all of these items on page 11 of your mini catalog. As you see the bundle right here along the bottom. All right, so for the first card, we are going to do a fun fold. I know we said we would focus a little bit more on that this year. All right, so we are going to start out with our half sheet of Highland Heather. Hey, Lori, yes, you remembered, 3 o'clock on Tuesday. Awesome. You're just in time. And for those of you on my Creative Cardiology team, this will be a little review for the center step fold card that we made at our team meeting earlier this month. So we have a half sheet of Highland Heather. We're starting out with our light purple first, 5.5 by 8.5. And then we are pulling in our Stampin' trimmer. Again, this is awesome because you have your scoring blade, you have your cutting blade, you have your ruler along the top, which extends out. And then you also, you guys can see this, have the ruler here along the kind of the guide bar there. All right, and we're going to use all of them. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to stick our paper in, and I'm actually going to go with the 1-inch mark that is to the right of our center here. All right, so go right in there at the 1-inch mark, and then take your cutting blade and you are going to mark 1 inch here on the guide bar, and we are going to slide this from 1 inch all the way up to the 5 1/4 mark. All right, and then leave it right there, because that way we're going to do this on the other side too. So that way you can just flip your paper around, stick it again at 1 inch, put your guide bar back in place, and now you're going to slide it from the 5 1/4 back to the 1 inch mark. Okay, I love that tip because that way you only have to move it twice. You don't have to keep measuring each time. All right, so those are the only cutting marks that we are going to make, are just these 2 1 inch slits on each side. All right, so hey Janelle, welcome, welcome. So now we are going to start doing some scoring. All right, so this time we are going to go towards the left. So we're going to go to the 1 inch mark there. So get your cutting blade, just move it right out of the way, okay? We're not going to do any more cutting, just those 2 slits. All right, so line this up right at the 1 inch here. And then we are going to go just 1 inch on each side of those cut lines, okay? So you're going to do a 1 inch slide here, slide this down, and then do a 1 inch score there. Okay, now you're going to move it over to the 2 inch mark. Okay, and again, you're going to do a little 1 inch score on either side. So score it here, slide over, and then score it there. All right, now we're going to slide down to 4 1/4. And this time we're only going to score right in the center between our cut lines. So just right in there. You can go back and forth a couple times. All right, and then lastly, down to the 5 1/4. And this time again, we're just doing the outside edges. So a little score there, and then a little score here. All right, so what you have is a paper. You've got score line on the edge, score line on the edge, score line in the middle, and score lines on each edge. Okay, so let me show you how this is going to take shape. You're going to kind of tuck your fingers in your slits here, okay? And then you're going to start to pop mountain fold here, this one at the top, and these on each edge. So you can see how your paper is already starting to dip here at the bottom. So mountain fold right at the very, very bottom. And then the second little one will valley fold right there, okay? It'll naturally start to fold like that. And then eventually, as you fold it, you have your 5 1/2 inches, and the whole total height then is 4 1/4. So it folds right down to a standard size card. And this is where we've created our step. All right, and then you focus here on the front panel, and it stands up, which is pretty cool. All right, so that is the base for your center step fold card. And depending on what your focal point is going to be, you can use the same pattern, just adjusting the width. Okay, sometimes maybe you want wider side panels and a narrower center. And that's how you can adjust that for different projects. All right, so what we end up with here, the center, we've got 1 inch here, 1 inch here, which means our center here is 3 1/2 right now. So when we go to do our designer series papers and all of our accent pieces, we know what measurements to make. Okay, so the first thing we're gonna do is take a piece of basic white. We're gonna work on our center piece. All right, so this is 3 1/4. I wanted it a 1/4 inch smaller so you can see that pretty purple peeking in around the edges. All right, so that's 3 1/4 by 3 inches tall. All right, so 3 1/4. What we're gonna do is take this basic white panel, take our Bouquet of Love embossing folder here. We're gonna use our heart. All right, so we're gonna make sure we stick the heart so the stitched side is up. All right, we're gonna put this right over top. And the nice thing is they've got the groove on either side, so you can peek through and you can see, okay, do I need to adjust my paper in here. Make sure your heart is centered. All right, that looks good. And then you're gonna run that through your Stampin' Cotton Emboss machine. As you run that through, did I bring a piece with me? I guess I didn't. All right, so just a tip when you are using this, because this is a hybrid folder, very typical with our 3D folders. If you're using your Stampin' Cotton Emboss, then you're gonna use just your base, no tabs, you know, just your base plate, and then the gray plate number 4. Okay, so you're gonna use base number 1 and then gray plate number 4 to run this through. All right, when you do that, then you are going to end up with a really pretty embossed panel with a neat little stitching detail. And then you've got your gorgeous little embossed heart as well. Really, really cool. All right, so I'm unfolded my card base here to start with so we can build this and start working on it. So we're going to put some adhesive. I actually reused a sticky piece and I think I peeled it off of something. So it's got a little bit of adhesive on here already. I think I peeled it off some black cardstock. Decided I changed up my mind on my project. So that's why mine looks a little gooey on the back. But we are going to take this panel and stick it right here on the front, just below our fold line there, okay? All right, so then we're gonna pull in some of those fun, whimsical patterns from our Sweet Talk Designer Series paper. So we need a 1 by 5 1/4 inch strip, as well as 2, these are 3/4 by 3, or yeah, 0.75, so 3/4 of an inch by 3 inches. All right, so we're using the little hearts patterns and the little purple stripes there. All right, so this 3/4 of an inch by 5 1/4 of an inch. It's gonna go on our 1 by 5 1/2 piece down here. All right, so that's actually pretty simple. This is gonna go right along here. It's okay if these touch because we're actually gonna put some ribbon there, and so we're gonna hide that seam. You won't even notice. All right, so then our 0.75 by 3 inch pieces are gonna go on the left and right. And the nice thing with this pattern is your hearts are, and again, do this piece here on the right. All right, so can you see it starting to take shape already? There you go. How cute does that look when you've got it folded together? Okay, so now we're gonna hide that seam with a little bit of, let's see here. I wanna use the Highland Heather sparkle ribbon. Okay, this is in the annual catalog. It's just called the 1/2 inch Highland Heather ribbon. But the nice thing is, actually this is a brand new spool and I need to cut that little piece so that I can get it open. There we go. Okay. All right, so we're gonna take this. Now, I don't usually go all the way around. I usually tuck my ribbon ends behind if we're layering something. With this piece, we're actually gonna wrap just around this center portion. So we're gonna stick our ribbon in one side and then pull it through the other so you can see how it just goes across that center portion right there. Make sure you keep your ribbon straight. You don't want it to twist on the back. Okay, keep it straight. So pull this right across and we are just going to tie a knot. We're not doing anything super fancy. We're just doing a little knot here on the front. So hold it tight. Okay, and then you're going to tuck it through. Grab the end. There we go. Nice and tight. Okay, and then find my ribbon shears. Okay. All right, isn't that cute? Let's tidy this up just a little bit. There we go. Very nice. And I love that ribbon. It's got a little bit of a shimmer, little sparkle to it. All right, that's perfect. If you want to hold it in place, keep it from really moving. You can take your mini glue dots. Hey, Denise from South Dakota. Welcome. Welcome to snowy New York here where I'm filming. Exactly. All right. So I just stuck a little mini glue dot right underneath the knot of my bow. That keeps it from sliding around. Sticks it right in place, exactly where we want it. All right, so you can see how our center step fun fold is really coming together here. All right, so now we're going to grab our little scrap mat here, and we're going to take the heart that we die cut there from the front, and we're going to add a little bit of color. We are going to start with our Highland Heather. I guess I don't need those dimensionals quite yet. Starting with our Highland Heather ink pad and our blending brush, and we are just going to ink up our brush just a little bit, and then we're going to brush on our color. And isn't that so beautiful? It only sticks pretty much to that embossed, those little embossed flowers on there. And you can keep it really subtle, or you can continue to add color and make it as dark as you like. All right, we're just doing little swirling motions here, and I'm going to just rotate my heart a little bit. I kind of like an all over purple look. All right, so just go until you get it how you like it. Beautiful, beautiful. Now we'll pull in our dimensionals. I'm using some up. Got a couple of edge pieces here. Put those on the back of our heart, and then this pops right into place, and you can actually put your little point right over the edge of your ribbon if you want. That'll also help keep it in place, and pops your heart out there a little bit. And then along with our Love and Happiness bundle, so we had the large heart from our embossing folder here. But then we also have, we've got a little stitched heart, we've got some cute little flowers, a little leaf, and then some fun little labels on there as well. So we're going to use this particular label. All right, we're going to die cut a couple little labels so that we've got some places to stamp our sentiments. And then we've got our Love and Happiness stamp set here. So we could really use just about anything. What should we go with? I think I'm gonna go with the congratulations on this one, because that way it could be a wedding, it could be an anniversary, it could be just about anything. And we do actually have a couple of friends with February anniversaries, so these might come in handy here. All right, we're gonna stamp our sentiment and our Highland Heather. Let's hope I get this straight as I'm looking through the camera. Not too bad. All right, I was gonna say paper has two sides, so if I needed to flip it over, then then I could, but did pretty good there. All right, so we'll flip that. Put a couple more dimensionals. Now with this, because we are going over, we're going to put our sentiment right across the front on top of that embossing. So I'm actually going to do a full little row of dimensional. I'm going to put a little extra on there because I want to make sure this is going to stick to the front and not pop off on me. Hey, Luann. Hope you're staying warm. She says it's pretty frigid out there in Wisconsin. All right. Okay, so we're going to put our sentiment right here across the front. Give that a good push. Make sure you don't have any ink on your hands, and give that a good push to let that adhesive secure there. And then you're almost finished. We need some jewels. So I'm going to pull in our iridescent rhinestone jewels. These are also part of the Sweet Talk collection with our Sweet Talk designer paper there. They're so pretty because they just pick up whatever color they're reflecting there. And let's see, let's go with the small ones. And we're just gonna put one on each side here and frame in our sentiment. I just love this project. Center step fold, that's one of my favorites because it really showcases what is right here in the front. Yeah, oh Denise, I'm glad you're loving the hybrid folders too. It's one of my favorite things. In fact, my last video on Friday, we used the Bloom hybrid embossing folder all from the annual catalog. That is pretty cool. Love those, but there you go. We have our center step fold card. So beautiful. All right, so we're going to continue on with our purple theme. All right, and this time we're going to use the other half of our Highland Heather cardstock. All right, so essentially I had a full sheet of cardstock here. Made the first card. All right, and then we are making our second card. This is going to be just a traditional fold. It's 5.5 by 8.5. Let's fold it there at the 4 1/4 mark. Okay, so this time we are going to be using the Bration Simply Marbelous paper. Check these out. So cool. It comes in, we've got some, what is this? Flirty Flamingo. And then we have the Bumblebee. And then we have our Gorgeous Grape. Coastal Cabana. There is some Basic Gray. We have Balmy Blue. All right, so pretty. And then each of those has essentially the coordinating light and, the light and dark here that goes with it. So the complementary, that's it. The complementary color for our Gorgeous Grape is the Highland Heather. All right, so this paper pack, it's a 48 sheet stack of 6 by 6 papers. And this is one of your free options during celebration here during the months of January and February that you can get free with a $50 purchase. Really, really pretty. This has been a super popular item so far. All right, so I'm going to bring in, we're going to do a little bit of layering. So we're starting with a 3.5 by 5.5 piece of Gorgeous Grape. So really simple. We're just doing some layering on here onto our Highland Heather card base. So that's why I said lots of pretty and purple today. What do you guys think? It's so exciting when I had colors to match. All right, then our Simply Marbelous paper. Oh, Terry, yes, make sure to come back if you've got to leave and see the finished project here for the second card. Aw, yeah, that's that thing about work, huh? That's why I love my job as a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. Get to play and have fun at the same time. All right, so this layer, so our Gorgeous Grape is 3.5. All right, and then our Simply Marbelous is 3 inches by 5.5. We're going to stick this down too, although that side's really pretty too. One side has like the swirl, and the other side has kind of that solid stone look. This is kind of like, this reminds me of those Dove chocolate commercials where you see the swirls and the chocolate. Kind of that silky smooth. All right, so the next thing we're going to do, we're going to pull in that hybrid embossing folder again. So I have I need to trim this down just a little bit. All right, so I want to go with 2 3/4, or 3 inches, excuse me, because this was 3.5, 3 1/4. Yeah, it should be 3 inches so that we've got a little bit of that marble paper peeking out. We can trim that down. I've got my paper trimmer handy, but we are going to use our Bouquet of Love folder again. This time, put our heart in place. I love it. It's grooved, so it fits right in there. Okay, and then place our paper over, right over the top. All right, again, you can peek through from this side because you can see that and decide if you need to adjust that at all. All right, when you've got it in place, just how you like it, again, run that through your Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. All right, again, because this is a thick, it's a hybrid 3D folder, then you're going to use your base number 1 and then your gray plate number 4. Okay, when you run that through, and then, oops, here we go. Isn't that pretty? All right, so like I said, I need to trim this up just a little bit. So let me pull my trimmer in here. Oops. Move it around so I can see what I'm doing here. All right, I'm gonna just take a little bit, just a little fraction right off the edge. Just a little bit. Oh, actually, I need just a little bit more there. And go quite far enough. Oops. All right. Make sure you don't gum up your blade there. You actually don't need to push very hard. There we go. Okay. So we get that out of there. Okay. All right. I'm gonna just trim up. Oops. Trim up my edge. Okay. So we have a narrow piece to go right here on the front. And the cool thing with this is that you can see that marble swirl in the front there for our heart. Okay. All right, so right in the front. Okay. And then I still want to showcase our little heart here. So we're going to bring in our scrap paper, again, our scrap mat. We're still going to do that Highland Heather swirl with our blends, again, to add a little bit of color. Just going real light on here. Okay. Really pretty. And if you want to highlight even more some of those little flowers, you can use a sponge dauber and the gorgeous grape ink pad, so just a little bit darker. Again, I'm just going to rub that on there and then just highlight a couple of these little flowers here and there. So not the whole thing, just a couple little accents. All right, so we've got a little more of that two-tone going on. Love that. Okay, this time we're gonna just put some adhesive on the back, and this is gonna off-center just a little bit here. All right, so that we still have the marble peeking through the back. And I love this part. In the annual catalog, we've got some gorgeous grape sheer ribbon as well. So we're gonna let's put just a little bit of adhesive right here and do kind of a little woven ribbon technique. I'm gonna just wind it back and forth, kind of like in a W shape here, and stick it right where we had put our adhesive. All right, that is a handy thing if you can just kind of put a little batch of adhesive down and then trim your ribbon from our die cuts. Oh, I had a spammer. Thank you very much for catching that. I'm so busy chatting along and stamping You get that, I'm gonna go darker. We're gonna go with our gorgeous. We'll grab another sentiment from our Love and Happiness collection. We can go with any of these. Let's see here. What have I got handy? All right, like I said, brand new stamp set, really. So I've used that congratulations a few times. Let's go with the wedding wishes here. I actually just found out today that a young friend of ours is getting married in April. So that's exciting. They're going to have a Zoom wedding because who knows what's going to be going on then. So cool thing about a Zoom wedding is that it doesn't matter where you are in the country or the world, really. You can still attend. So we're in New York. He and his fiance are in California, and it's nice that we actually get to attend just by Zoom, which is pretty cool. All right, so I think I've got a little piece of fuzz. That's what I'm trying to clear off there. Stamp this. There we go. Really nice. Couple of dimensionals again on here. I'm using up my edge pieces. Oh, let's go ahead. Let's put the third piece. Lots of adhesive right across the center. All right. And then peel this off again. Okay, let me move that ink pad before I stick my card in it. All right, this time we're going to go right over here. And then I'm still in love with these iridescent jewels. So I just think these are the perfect finishing touch for just about any project. So we're going to go, again, put the smallest ones right on here. Isn't that pretty? I mean, really, it's just layering. So no fancy cutting or anything. And you may have seen down here, this is the card that inspired me. This I received as a swap from, Laura Bartow. It was a Troop Achievers swap that we participated in. So thank you, Laura, for the inspiration. And she had done her card here with some Magenta Madness and stepped it up a little bit using that Simply Marbelous patterned paper here. And took it in a purple theme with our Highland Heather and Gorgeous Grape. And I really love this Gorgeous Grape sheer ribbon. It's got a nice little ruffle effect on it. And of course, the jewels, the iridescent rhinestone jewels. So there we have our cards today. Pretty in purples. All right, I hope you guys like these. So our initial one was a center step fun fold card. I hope you'll give that a try. Again, go back to the beginning, go the step-by-step instructions because it really is. It's only 2 cut lines and then a couple of scoring marks. So it's not nearly as difficult or intimidating as perhaps it looks. Well worth it. And then again, this one's super simple because you're just cutting various widths of paper, layering on them. And because we had that hybrid folder die cutting that heart and embossing it at the same time, we can offset it, have that peekaboo effect, and then still have the fun heart there on the side. Good news is all of these items are currently, they are in stock here in the United States. All right, the Bouquet of Love, the embossing folder a couple of weeks ago was kind of on a little bit of a back order. It's back, it's in stock. You're good to go. But again, there are occasions coming up in February, so don't wait. That is one of those things. If anything I've learned here from all these shipping issues is that if you see something and you like it and you want it, then you might as well get it, because if you wait, then it might go on back order. Who knows what's going to happen. All right. So don't delay. There we go. I've got my January house code, so you can head over to the online store and add the Love and Happiness bundle to your order. Grab a pack of that beautiful Sweet Talk designer paper as well with all those cute hearts. and then get your Simply Marbelous paper stack. Get this for free. How cool is that? All right. So yes, I hope you'll give these a try. Thank you so much, Denise, and Lori, and Diana, and Sandy, and Wendy. Aw, so nice having people stamp with me today. All right, so I hope you'll give these a try. Loving the hearts and all the purple. Super fun. All right, well, thank you so much. I hope you've enjoyed today's video. Appreciate the comments. Make sure to keep commenting because I do read all of them. I do try to go back in and reply. And I will be counting them as we're getting closer to the next level of subscriber mark, okay? And be doing the card giveaways and even the stamp set giveaway when we get to 2,500. So share my channel with your friends. If you're new here, make sure you subscribe, hit that notification bell as well. That just lets you know that, hey, it's Tuesday at 3 p.m. Eastern and I'm going live, or that I have a new video on Friday. And be sure to check out my little shorts too, my little 60-second or less fast forward little fun videos. I think you'll enjoy those as well. So happy stamping to you all. Stay warm. And I look forward to stamping with you again soon. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.